Sir.
Mr. Payton.
Sir.
Gentlemen, both of you are charged with cases in here. Both of you are charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You know, looking at your information, I see that Mr. Payton, both of you guys, and Mr. Gamble are also charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. However, your felony bond was $10,000 and yours was $70,000. I don't understand why. We will soon find out. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you. Okay.
On November 7th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on a motor vehicle after observing it violate Texas Transportation Code 547.602, which requires mirrors, and the officer confirmed 5 traffic citations. The driver was placed into custody for those citations, and the defendant, Payton, was sitting in the front passenger seat where a black extended magazine was observed in plain view between the defendant's feet. Defendants 1 and 2, the second defendant being Gamble, were both detained, and a probable cause search revealed a black backpack found to be concealing 2 semi-automatic pistols with a loaded round in the chamber, not in a concealed holster, and within the wingspan of both defendants, as well as 37.8 grams of marijuana.
Tell me about the ag rob.
So the ag rob for Mr. Payton.
The defendants, same day on 11/8.
I just want to confirm, Your Honor. It looks like the ag robs are different days. For Payton, it's July 27th, and then for Mr. Gamble, it's August 26th. So they're 2 separate incidents for aggravated robbery. So to begin with Mr. Payton, the aggravated robbery on July 27th, an officer was dispatched to a robbery at a Vape Time store, and the complainant said an unmasked defendant came inside the store, and the complainant buzzed him into the door. The defendant looked around and then walked to the door and let 3 other masked men into the store. One of the 3 men pointed a gun to the left side of the complainant's neck, and then the other 3 men took money and merchandise before running from the door. The surveillance video showed the incident and showed defendants leaving in a silver Kia sedan. Officers were able to trace the sedan back to a co-defendant. They were also able to see that the Kia had been involved in a prior traffic stop. In that stop, the passenger of the car was viewed in the officer body-worn camera. That person was the unmasked first person who entered the store and let the other 3 men into the store before helping take cash and merchandise. And to move on to, yes.
There were multiple, I think it was this defendant, Mr. Gamble, was one of 5 suspects robbing vape stores. And there are multiple incidents of the robbery. So we can certainly read PC, Judge. It's just very long, but we're happy to read it.
Is it the same MO where it's in, I mean, are we talking about just like an enterprise type situation? Like an engaging and organized? Okay.
So
I'm just, you know, I get, my question is, I want to know how dangerous these guys are, you know? And obviously we've got ag robs on both of them, perhaps even multiple stops of ag robs. So Mr. Payton, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now putting an ankle monitor on you, and I want to know where you are at all times. And I'm giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I don't want you out in the middle of the night, and I'm barring you from going to any, just got to be careful in this life, man. You got but one. You end up with the wrong person. You hang with dogs to get those fleas. You're going to end up with a 40-year sentence back there. And I'm going to tell you now, living in a 6x9 for 40 years is no way to live life. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're smoking weed, you're using anything like that, I'm going to put you in jail. I'll deem you a public danger, and I'm going to make your bond so freaking high. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
17.
What do you do for a living?
I'm employed right now.
Why?
I'm trying to get my.
I'm now making that a condition of your bond as well. You and I are going to be so close, it's going to be ridiculous. I am making it a condition of your bond that you get your GED, and I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done to get your GED. You need to start working on it. We have enough people in custody as it is, and what you do now will affect you for the next 40 years of your life. You start acting like a knucklehead out there, you're either going to be dead or with a 50-year sentence, and that's not a way to go through life. You understand? I will appoint your lawyer today.
And Your Honor, in regard to Gamble, it appears that the bond may be higher as officers presented the facts of both the current case as well as a separate case that's unfiled. It's an HPD case to which the defendant confessed to also being involved. So it seems there's also an ongoing investigation.
Do we know who put the gun to the neck?
It was the defendant as well, defendant Gamble.
Gamble?
And he also put a gun to the complainant's face as they were stealing marijuana and other items.
You hear everything I just said over there, Mr. Gamble? Same thing applies to you, man. We have enough black and brown people in custody as it is. We don't need any more. You don't need to live life with a 40-year sentence because of some stupid scheisse, man. You know? Do you know if you're gonna bond out?
I'm gonna be talking to this mom later, Judge. So
Okay,
we'll have to-
if you bond out, I'm ordering you under home confinement. I don't want you out anywhere. Do you understand? You will get a GPS monitor on your ankle, no weapons. I don't want you to talk with any of the co-defendants in any of these cases. I don't want you two hanging out with each other at all. You know, you may be great guys by yourselves, but when you're together, perhaps it's a Tasmanian devil. No thanks. We don't want it. I'm going to tell you both of you now. I will do everything in my power to protect my Houston at all costs. And I don't care if you put you in jail at 17 and you're kicking and screaming and this. No. Do you understand? You were lucky to get out as it is on this type of charge, as it just count your lucky stars now, Mr. Payton.
Sir.
All right. So,
It's a felony pending in both, circumstances, Judge, which roll it.
for sure. And then, Felicia, so GPS prior to release on Mr. Gamble, no weapons, no alcohol, no drugs, random urinalysis. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, he did.
You did? Okay. All right, John. So I guess we'll stay in touch with Mr. Gamble. All right, Mr. Gamble, good luck. We'll just keep us in the loop about what goes on. Mr. Payton, I'm keeping you ever so close. I'm not letting you go far. Do you understand? Okay. I need him to fill out an application. Do you mind giving an application? I'm going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria, and then I'm going to have you meet with Felicia for bond conditions, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Mr. Levesque, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to
enfrenta
a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
una multa de $4,000.
You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for how much time?
Crédito,
Credit for the 1 day that you've done.
la que ya
You
cumplí.
need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over in a car and an officer sees or smells
Huele
anything funky in the car,
carro.
it's a good possibility that they take you down and charge you with a second offense.
Piensa,
What we're doing today,
estamos haciendo aquí hoy.
from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
¿Entiende? Yes.
So if you're not in this country with permission, you do any more than 4 to 6 hours in custody, you can almost bet yourself that you'll end up with an immigration detainer.
Con cuestión de inmigración.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial,
El
right
derecho
to
a un
compel
juicio,
witnesses to testify on your behalf,
testigos,
confront and cross-examine your accusers.
interrogar a
If
sus
you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country,
excluidos
denied naturalization under federal law.
federales.
You give up the right to
Renuncia a su
appeal.
derecho a apelar.
Once you accept this agreement and once you plead guilty, it will go on your record and you can never take it off.
Jamás podría sacarlo de su récord.
You
¿Lo
understand?
entiende?
Is
Yes.
this what you want to do?
Yes.
Is it true
¿Es
or
verdad
untrue
o no es
that you
verdad?
have a .15 or above?
Más arriba. Yes.
It's true to that enhancement. State on the open.
El
Hannah,
Estado.
say.
We're abandoning the enhancement.
I want you to understand
Quiero
that
que
they're
usted
abandoning
entienda que están evitando
container allegations.
eso que se alega
And I
en
would
el
hope
trato abierto. Yo
that
espero
you get it through
que usted
your thick
entienda
cabeza
su cabeza bien
that you're not
puesta,
to have
que
alcohol
no
in the
puede
car
tener
while you are
alcohol en
driving.
el carro mientras está manejando.
Do you understand?
¿Se lo entiende? Yes.
I'm going to suspend your license or ability to drive for 180 days.
De manejar por
You are
cierto.
not to drive whatsoever for any reason.
Por
And
ninguna
I'm
razón.
going to tell you, if you do,
Voy a decir que
that in and of itself is a class B misdemeanor, and you can be right back over here. You come back here with a new case, it's not going to go well, sir.
no le va a ir bien, señor.
Do you understand?
¿Se lo entiende?
How do you plead to the driving while intoxicated, guilty or not?
No culpable.
Culpable.
Guilty.
Find you
Lo
guilty.
encuentro culpable, lo
3 days in
sentencio
jail, give you
a 3 días en la
credit for
cárcel con el crédito para el uno.
1.5 allegation is true.
Diga que es verdad.
Abandon the second enhancement. What do you do for a living?
¿Qué se dedica usted?
Guardia de seguridad.
I'm a security guard.
What kind of money do you make a month, sir?
¿Qué tanto dinero gana usted al mes, señor?
No, pero ahora, hace 2 meses que no trabajo, no estoy trabajando.
It's been 2 months that I have not worked. I'm not working.
Why not?
¿Por qué no?
Porque me sacaron del trabajo.
Because they just took me out of my job.
How do you support yourself?
¿Cómo se mantiene usted?
No, porque trabajamos 3 en la casa.
Because there's 3 of us in the house that work.
You still need to eat.
Pero
How do you
tiene que
eat?
comer, ¿cómo se come? ¿Cómo se alimenta?
Con el dinero de ellos por ahora.
With their money for right now.
I'm asking you these questions because there's a ton of fines and fees that come with the DWI.
De,
I will begrudgingly waive these fees for you now.
yo,
But if you are not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking like a little child, I will put you over my knee like a little child and I will spank you like a little child, but I will spank you with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
¿le entiende?
A second DWI, you were looking at around $7,000 in fines and fees. And if you don't pay it, you sit 1 day in jail for every $100 you
Para
owe.
$100,
Get a clue.
la cárcel.
Every day, someone dies in this county for the DWI.
Alguien maneja
Don't
ebrio.
become a statistic.
No se convierta en una estadística.
Do you
¿Lo
understand?
entiende?
All right.
Yes.
Judge, if I may, the only thing I would add to this
Lo
is,
único que yo puedo agregar
he
a
had
esto
a ALR suspension.
una
Would you
suspensión.
give him credit
Se
for
pide que se le
the
daría
time?
crédito por el
I'm not
tiempo.
going to reward him any
No,
more
no le
than we're
voy a
doing now.
dar más
No.
nada de lo que yo le
Well,
digo.
Don't get into a car
Que no se
and
meta en un carro y
don't have a
maneje si
license.
no tiene
Do
licencia.
not drive.
No,
I will
maneje.
protect my county in every way, Mr. Lebec. And if that means putting you in custody, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Eso lo haré.
You need the waiver for the,
Yeah. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Señor.